February and life doesn't get much better than this. Doesn't really, does it? On the beach, on a beautiful beach. And I've got with me a 2018 Triumph Bobber, Black Edition. Some of you may say that I'm kind of a bit late to the Bobber party, well, Triumph's Bobber party anyway. Yes, I am. And this bike's been out for for a while anyway, and I'm a bit late going into it, but with the bike being at the disposal, I thought I might as well take it out. And yeah, it's nice. I mean, you'll get my full review in a minute of my first ever ride on the Bobber. I think it's one of those bikes where you have to ride it for a while, you have to own it for a while. I think if you are going to take this bike out for a test ride, take it out for more than an hour. I've got it out for about 2-3 hours today, and it's a grower. There's an instant love to it, first of all, and then there's a I mean, for me anyway, there's a disliking towards the bike, especially the seating position. But I think once you get used to it, once you kind of know how to ride it, it's better. Just going through the bike now. Obviously you can see here, I've got the Black Edition. The Black Edition having these beautiful fat bars at the front, an amazingly fat tyre. So as I mentioned, there's a thinner version than this, and what the handling's like, I don't know, but I thought that the fat tyre would actually impair handling. It doesn't. It actually doesn't do any difference to it whatsoever from any other Triumph I've ridden. It still feels great. It's got the twin discs up front, Brembo brakes, and it's got all, you know, everything that you'd expect from Triumph. It's got brilliant handling. Obviously it's a Bobber. Obviously with it being a Bobber, you've got your Bobber seat up there. This is adjustable, so you've got different positions you can put it on. This, looking at it now, looks quite far down, whereas this, I think you probably adjust it there. Do you? I don't know, maybe. But what I like about this, and this is where Triumph have excelled with the engineering, from the side here it looks like a hardtail Bobber. So it looks like, well, where they get the name from being a hardtail, and you end up bobbing around on the bike. This is exactly where it comes from. Of course, you know, upon further inspection, it's got a full shock system in it. It's got a shock system running through there. You've got your travel distance there, and it's brilliant. It's a piece of engineering brilliance. You know, hats off to the Triumph engineers. They've really sussed this one out. So this is my first ever ride on a Bobber, of that fact. It's strange. It doesn't feel... How can I explain it? It's just the nature of riding a Bobber. Just doesn't feel right to me. I mean, I love it, don't get me wrong. Holy moly, this bike's got it all. Yeah, so it doesn't feel normal. But that, you know, as I said, that's just the nature of a Bobber anyway. I prefer to be in control of the bike, going round corners and things, as opposed to a gentle cruise. And this is what this bike pretty much is for cruising around. And it is a Bobber for a reason. You're bobbing around. And I'll go into the whole frame system and everything. It's got an ingenious frame system to make it look like it's a hardtail. Fair play to engineers at Triumph. They have done an amazing job on the styling of this bike. trying to get to grips with it at the moment. The first thing I did when I got onto the bike, pulled out the car park of Woods Motorcycles, who have kindly let me ride this bike. You know, I'm going to take this road again. Took it out of the car park. Obviously, you put it into first gear. Took it out. And then I went to brake, and I'm still doing it now. I went to brake. I couldn't find the rear. And then, as I was pulling out, I went to find second gear. It's like, hang on, where's second gear? God, that pulls. That torque is just amazing. So I went to find second gear, and I found out that I actually had my foot on the, I don't know if you can see it down there, on the actual kickstand itself, and my feet were back. My feet were where they wanted to be. So at the moment, my feet are really far forward. So the seating position, I mean, I could start off with that. Seating position, I am 6'3", and it is giving me a bit of thigh cramp at the moment. I think it's the pure nature of how tall I am. I'm getting a real bad pain just up there. I guess my feet are probably the same level as what my knees are. Stir it down. It was comfy for the first 5 minutes. Now it's just hurting. Personally, I would find this a lot better if the pedals were a bit further back. Like I said, I don't know if that's my height or not, but that's my first issue with the bike. Oh god, I had an indicator on all this time. The bars, the level of the bars are fine. You know what, I actually really like these bars. It's got some fat bars on. They're not too high, and they're not too low. I know you can get 8 hangers and all sorts with this bike as an added extra. I do love the sound of this engine though. Apart from the legs, the riding position is nice. The seat is comfy. Compared to the Speed Twin that I had the other week, this is just so much nicer. It's so much more comfy. It's a smaller seat. So, I mean, I haven't got the biggest of buns in the world, but it feels like a friendly hand cupping my butt cheeks. That's the best way I can describe it. It's just like a gentle squeeze of the cheeks. That's what this seat feels like. The seat is adjustable. I've just taken it out of the dealership as it is. I've not bothered to adjust it. I didn't know what to adjust it to be honest, because being the first ride, I haven't got anything to kind of set it against. But I'd say it's fine. But as far as where I am on the bike, it's nice. I do feel like I should be in California on this bike. I mean, on a day like this, where we are, I mean, I'll take you along the coast in a minute. Where we are, we could easily be in California on a day like this in February. You got your speed up front, big and nice. You've got your revs as a digital dial at the bottom here. We're doing 2,600 revs now. Look at that view. See, my foot did it again. Holy moly, that torque. So onto the engine. As a lot of you know, it's got the Thruxton engine, the 1200 engine in here, which is a beast of an engine. It's tuned differently though. I'm comparing it to the Speed Twin. It feels a different engine to the Speed Twin. It feels like more of a thumper. I don't know whether that's... I don't think that's down to the exhaust. There's more of a thumper feel to the bike. Whereas the Speed Twin felt... Yes, you had that obviously that distinctive inline twin sound with the Speed Twin. This feels like an actual thumper, and it feels like it performs better at low revs. Of course it performs through everything. This has got a brilliant mid-range. But this is where it feels at home. cruising along like this. It's a little bit jerky. There's kind of a delay. It feels very soft. Whereas, again, I'm comparing it to the Speed Twin, but whereas the Speed Twin also had that issue where it was quite sluggish and non-responsive in road mode, you could put it into sports mode and it would sort that out. This doesn't have sports mode. Now, surface handling, I'm going through all these rough roads now. You can see the road's been repaired and it's got potholes and everything. It's actually quite good at handling it. I said at the beginning it was a rough ride, or it's a hard ride, and that's true. It's a harder ride than what I'm used to, but still, considering that I'm riding a bobber, what appears to be a hardtail bobber but isn't, and I'll go through the engineering of it in a minute. It's surprisingly comfortable. I could get used to the idea of having this as an everyday bike, because what it makes up in looks, it kind of supersedes what it lacks in sort of the negatives I've spoken about, like the cramping of my thigh muscle now. I think I've gone past that stage. I think my thigh's gone quite numb, so I don't think I've got that issue. Right, I've just stopped the bike just to do my intro, and about, oh look at this, little cute car. About 6 people have come up to me to ask me about the bike, and I guess that's a testament to Triumph. If people are talking about the bike, or if people are coming up to owners and asking about the bike, not that I'm an owner. Oh, this is another neat thing. The key, true bobber style, is down there. Yeah, so that's a testament to Triumph. If people are coming up to people, if people are coming up to you and actually asking about the bike, they've done a good job. The noise isn't as noisy as what I thought it was going to be. Again, comparing it to the Speed Twin I had last week with Vance & Hines exhaust on. Those Vance & Hines were really nice, and it gave you that nice popping which you don't get with this. Brake test. Brakes are brilliant. Oh, right, let's return this bike to the dealer and have some fun on the way back. Yes, okay, so now that I've got my feet used to it now, it is getting more of a comfortable thing. I enjoy this. I'm enjoying the bike, I'm enjoying the ride. Not to mention that torque is addictive. In any gear you're in, second, third, that torque is addictive. Stay where you are. So I just want to take it up here, just round a few corners, and it's going to be a slow road because of, obviously there's a few cars in front. Maybe I'll get a better journey on the way back. Now this is where the bobber comes to life, and I feel a lot more comfortable riding it now. Especially with this car smoking in front of me. I think I'm getting a full lungful of it. But it pulls like no other. Oh. It goes around corners that you think you're going to have trouble with. I wish this car would move, I can't see anything. It goes around corners that you don't understand how, because it's not a bike that you should. It now comes into its own life. And it feels like a, you know, like a Thruxton basically. I know you're not riding one. In fact, let's go around this next bend and then we'll turn back. doesn't feel like you're riding a bobber. It feels a lot more confident than that. Ruts in the road don't bother it, nothing bothers it really. Holy moly. So this bike can get out of trouble if you get into trouble, but you're not going to. You shouldn't be able to do things like this on a bobber. Right, so the first place I can get to turn around, I'm going to turn around and take it back to the dealership, otherwise I'm going to be out with it for too long. If I could have a bike in a garage based on looks and performance, this would be it. Oh gee, look at that! Oh, I've not even got my visor down. Oh, that power is incredible. It's just sheer torque. And it still feels very, you know, very grunty. It doesn't feel like you're opening out. It just feels like there's just unlimited bottom end power. And I guess that's what you need with a bobber. Apart from the limited movement of being able to move around in your seat, I'd say if you gave this to a proper racer on a track day, they'd be able to do some seriously good times with it. Third gear pulling out, fourth, and that brake as well, that braking, I can't get over it, it's just instant. So my issues I had at the beginning with the throttle not being responsive, that's gone now. Having opened up the bike, and whether that's just a matter of not being used to it, having opened out the bike on these roads now, you're not going to get that issue on the open road. City riding, yeah, you're probably still going to get that, but on the open road, no. What I said at the beginning about the bike being a cruiser to go around at 30, it's that and more. Again, thank you to Woods at Abergele for lending me this bike today. If you like what you see, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. We'll be taking the XE out, that's the Scrambler, the Triumph Scrambler XC 1200. I won't be taking that off-road, but I've got a bumpy road I can take that on. So until next week, guys. Oh, do you know what? That's one thing I have not figured out is... Oh, there it is. That's how you open the fuel cap. I've been playing with this for ages trying to figure out how to open the fuel cap.